Hey there, I'm Heintzel, and welcome back to a Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys 10 secrets, glitches, and fun facts you didn't know existed in Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. Now, before we get into this video, I definitely recommend going and checking out the 10 secrets, fun facts, and glitches in Security Breach before you watch this video. However, if you want to watch this one first and go back to watch that one next, then you're completely welcome to do so. So, without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and let's get straight into the video. So, in this first little secret here, I'm going to share with you, you're going to see a videotape. Now, this videotape, which you can find at the entrance to the factory, actually holds some cool foreshadowing. If you listen closely, you can hear Leaf Pierre talking about this security system that's watching us. He mentions that there's security triggers that will call the authorities, but he says that's some of the tamer aspects of the security system.
The facility is full of hidden motion triggers, which, once set off, will turn on the factory's emergency alarms and directly contact the authorities. And that's one of the more tame aspects of our security system. No spoilers.
What this is actually foreshadowing is Huggy Wuggy being part of the security system and trying to kill us. We know that he was the security system within the real world game and the factory, even when it was open to the public, and he'd pretend to be a statue unless someone tried to get to an area they weren't supposed to. Then he would activate and, kill that person. So this is some cool foreshadowing, and I really thought this was a cool detail added in the Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. Okay, moving on, we're going to move over here to these red and blue hand scanners that we can actually see within the Auditorium section of Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. Now, you can't actually access these in the game, although they can be touched, because we don't access the red hand until after this section. Sadly, that means we'll never be able to see what's behind here, even though people have gone out of bounds to see, and sadly, they never developed anything. So, we won't be able to see what's inside there, but it is kind of unused content, and I thought it was a cool little detail I'd throw in here. We also see in this room the theater. Now, if you've seen Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 stuff, you may have heard or seen the videotape on the theater incident. And this is where something happened where the doctor accidentally caused the death of several patrons, or just standard people. So whatever happened, we're not exactly sure. Something happened in that theater, which we see in Project Playtime, where a lot of people died that shouldn't have, which eventually got him turned into the doctor that we see today. Really cool little detail, and I know a lot of people didn't notice that in the main section of the game. Alright, so for a third little fun fact here, we can look on this poster of Kissy Missy and notice that one of the things on here to not do is scare Leaf Pierre. So I think it's pretty cool. I guess that means the staff were scaring him or something like that. But just a cool little detail that doesn't really make too much sense, but it's just a cool little Easter egg a lot of people don't notice in the main game. Alright, let's move on. Now, another really cool fun fact a lot of players don't know is that this section with the batteries is actually randomized. So different playthroughs will have different battery spawns. It's really cool, and a lot of people only play once, so they don't really see this. But yeah, the batteries will be in different spots every time you play. Just a really cool little detail that a lot of people don't notice. Another really cool detail people don't notice is Huggy actually hiding inside the vents. So as you can see right here, we see Huggy's head looking and staring at us through one of the vents. But a lot of people don't even see this in the game. I've only seen one person ever notice it. And you can only really hear the door slamming before you actually don't see his face. So yeah, just a really cool detail that a lot of people don't notice. But yeah, Huggy is actually present in this section of the game and is watching us. Just really cool, and I thought it was something that would be worth talking about. Another cool detail players will never notice is that if we manually put toy parts on this moving conveyor belt, they won't actually move. This is strange because we use those handles over there on the left to pull toy parts onto the conveyor belt to put them in the Build-A-Friend machines, which they move on the conveyor belts. However, if we manually put toy parts on the conveyor belt, they just don't move at all. It's just kind of a strange detail and something that I know a lot of players don't notice. So I thought I'd put it in this video for the little fun facts section. Up next, we have this weird conveyor belt infinite glitch here. So if you actually climb on these boxes and hop over here, you can see that the conveyor belts go infinitely downwards into the factory's basement. However, there is no way to actually get over this wall and fall infinitely without breaking the game. So the game is safe in that scenario. But it is pretty cool that these conveyor belts are almost infiniteless and you can see all the way down there to the bottom. Okay, on to the next fact. If you're like me, you've probably tried to avoid getting killed by Huggy in this section. Maybe you've tried hiding, maybe you tried getting on top of boxes like I'm doing right here. However, no matter what you do in this section, Huggy will kill you. So I'll show you one scenario here. So my first one, I was like, okay, maybe he won't be able to get me on the box. But as you'll see, does not work. So I try a new scenario where I go and I hide behind these machines here. I'm like, okay, so probably he can't get back here. That wouldn't make sense. He'd have to climb over a bunch of stuff, and maybe his programming isn't smart enough to do that. So we watch as it gets closer and closer, but as you see, his programming is smart enough, and he comes back here. I'm like, okay, let me just go as far back as possible. But sadly, the gamers had this in mind, and as you can see right here, I get killed. So I try one final technique, and that's climbing up these boxes right here and hopping into this section. However, the programmers had one final trick up their sleeve. So, as you can see there, I'm able to get in that section. However, when the Huggy chase starts, they put an invisible wall on that section so you can't hop back up there. So as you can see right here, I'm going to hop in, and now I can't get in there. And no matter what, I tried this several times, you can't hop back in there. So yeah, there is no way to actually get past Huggy. Okay, so there's actually a part within the vent chase scene where you're completely safe, even though Huggy's right in front of you. So when you go in the vents right away, you'll see Huggy climb between these two vents right here, and he actually can't get you. It's just a scene to show that he's in the vents with you. He won't burst through the vents, so you're completely safe when you're in this section of the game. So don't worry. Once you get there, though, sadly, you are no longer safe. But yeah, in the beginning of that section there, it's just for the story, and you can't be killed. Okay, so this next secret is pretty well known, but it's just a funny Easter egg that the devs left in the game, and that is lemon. So there's actually this lemon with a little pronunciation on there found within the game, and whenever you grab it, it just says lemon over and over again. It's definitely some sort of inside joke between the devs, but many players have found it. It's actually right there on the conveyor belt. You can't really see it, and you can't actually reach it without breaking the boundaries in PlayStation, which I'm trying here. I can't. But it is a really cool Easter egg, and it isn't in the second game, but there is another appearance of the lemon in the third game. So yeah, really cool little Easter egg, and I know some people have seen it, and it's just a really funny gag. Okay, so I'm going to combine these last two secrets into this final section of the game. As you head down these stairs into Poppy's room at the very end of the game, you'll find two cool secrets. If you look to the left, you'll actually see a door hidden behind a bookshelf. And this is a reference to the second game, which is where you actually go following Poppy's release. We can't go there in the first game, but it is really cool. There's also this cool bookshelf, which is just randomly here with a bunch of pillows, and it's just really cool. But finally, what I want to show you here is how to activate Poppy's case. So you actually don't open Poppy's case until you pull on it. You're actually able to hold onto the door for as long as possible, and you can move back wherever you want. It's really cool, and I just think it's cool that you can stretch your arm out. But yeah, the room is really cool as well with the spinning light and everything about it, and the pillows are movable, so that's a cool little secret there if you want to see that. But as you can see here, I'm holding onto this handle, and I can open the thing all the way back here as far as my arm can stretch, and the game will still end with the final cutscene. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. I'm Heintzel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.